And we are live. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Titan Masters. I am Harold Ruiz, also known as Figure Mania Show. And today we have our new special guest, Tom of Kaijutopia. Let's give him a big hand, everybody.
Hello, hello. Happy to be here. How's everyone doing?
Yes. Great. And also joining us, the one and only Akira Joe from Australia. How you doing, brother?
Hi, man.
And,
Hey, guys.
and we got Patrick. He's being all gangster in his car. And we got Alan. All right, so let's acknowledge some people in the chat. We've got Endo Toys. Hello, Titan Masters. What's going on?
Yo, man.
Jamzilla never misses a show. How you doing? She was our special guest last time. So ISMS, what's going on, guys? Very good. The Kaiju kids are here. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, so let's get and Menjazilla, what's going on? All righty, cool. All right, so before we begin, Tom, can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we begin the interview?
Yeah, totally. I'm Tom. I run a YouTube channel called Kaijutopia, where we create kaiju animation, stop motion videos. Started doing some SH Monster arts toy reviews recently as well, but mainly dabbling in stop motion while at the same time converting that to kaiju photography as well.
Awesome. Very cool. All right, and Alan, can you pull up his Instagram handle so we can show everybody?
Oh yeah, it's up here. You mean the slide?
Oh yes, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, the slide too, please. Yeah, not that one. The other one.
Such an awesome shot.
Yes, sir. All
I'll
right,
just
so
say
guys,
Godzilla is a great guy to work with, by the way. He's very kind, super professional.
Yeah,
go back to the first, yes, right there. So guys, if you guys haven't, guys, that's Kaijutopia's Instagram handle. Check him out. Lots of great stuff there. If you guys are into stop motion, which we'll be discussing today, he's the guy to follow. Alrighty. So, Tom, how and when did you become a fan of giant monsters?
Oh man, this is kind of like what every Godzilla fan loves to be asked, right? I mean, how did you come to discover Godzilla or giant monsters in general? And I, like most fans, it started at a very early age. I remember one day watching this giant monster on TV and thinking it was real, like some news coverage, and it turned out to have been Godzilla 1985. Which is
wow, yeah.
the Western, the English version of the Return of Godzilla. And I was in awe. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something that was the first sign that there's something clearly wrong with me. But I see a giant monster and I'm just thinking, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And I remember thinking it was real, like this was actually happening.
Wow, that's cool. That's fun.
And the rest is history from there,
Yeah, that movie has a very special place in my heart because growing up in Toronto, at the time, when I was a kid, the Godzilla movies were very scarce, you know what I mean? So I was lucky to find one on TV, so for a long time I loved Godzilla versus Megalon. They would play that one on TV quite a bit and things, right? But I never saw any of the other ones, you know what I mean? Until I saw one day I'm walking through the mall and I see this poster, Godzilla 1985. I was like, oh, there's a new Godzilla movie, you know what I mean? So then I rushed in there and I made my dad get a membership to the video store, you know what I mean? Because I rented that movie so many times, you know what I mean? So I love them, yeah.
We rented it so many times. When I remember going into the video store, and it was one of those independent video stores, and the guy who owned the place, because my mom and I were such regulars, and he knew every time I would come in, I just wanted Godzilla 1985. and he gifted us a VHS copy of the movie, and I remember,
so cool.
you know, holding it in my hands, and it was the greatest thing in the history of ever. I was just like, so you mean we don't have to keep coming here? And the guy's like, uh-oh. It was quickly backfired. But
a friend of my dad's, like he you know, back in the day, you know, you could video record VHSs, you know what I mean? So he recorded that one for me and stuff like that, and I just watched that over and over again, you know. So
for the young people, can you guys explain what a video store is and what the hell is VHS?
You can Google that, guys. All right, and we're not going to explain that now. Okay, this isn't a history lesson. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
so
thank you, Harold.
Tom, yeah. So Tom, when did you start toy photography and stop motion? What motivated you to start that? Well, we know what motivated you, but like, how did that come about?
Yeah, totally. Well, I think toy photography for me started around December 2020, give or take. Whereas my stop motion, I started, I think the very first stop motion video was this test of Legion, this kaiju Gamera face. And that was back in February 2018. And really, the main motivation behind it all was just first growing up watching Godzilla movies, which in turn led to me wanting to become a filmmaker. And that just, I mean, at that point, stop motion just struck me as a unique way of expressing what I love most about the kaiju genre.
Yeah.
But this gave me a chance to creatively contribute stories of my own. It's why I prefer doing, like, having these sort of crossovers between kaiju that we might not ever actually get to see.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's the beautiful thing about toy photography. Yeah, because you can play with your imagination, right? So, yeah, and you clearly play with your imagination in your stop motion. I can see that, you know, and your stop motion has inspired me to do a shot that I want to do for later. You know what I mean? Like that Titan War one. I really like that one. So I'm going to be doing a shot based on that. So yeah.
Wow.
Very cool, man. Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Got that off my bucket list. Inspiring Harold to make something awesome.
Cool. So, how do you plan a stop motion story, and how long does it take from start to finish, Tom?
Oh man, it kind of varies project to project, but for the most part, the planning, it usually is centered around, say, some wild idea. I mean, some image just pops into your head of like, wouldn't it be cool if Godzilla was striking a pose like this, or he was locked in Mortal Kombat with like Gigan or Destroya. And then from there, you know, you just kind of like slowly start building up a story. I mean, generally the story, it's kaiju v kaiju, right? It's not too terribly complicated, but from there, then I'll start like doing storyboards and just trying to, you know, whip up something from beginning, middle, and end. And this could usually, if say, I don't know, if I feel like, okay, one page, we're looking at maybe 9 panels. This could maybe take me a week or two just to do the filming and prep, just to get everything set up. And then when you factor in like doing the post-production phase, like just adding all the special effects and sound effects and coming up with a good score and everything, this could be a month or two.
Wow.
But
like
usually,
how many sorry to cut you off, Tom. How many hours at a time are you devoting to the project, like in a day?
For stop motion, I give myself usually an hour and a half to 2 hours max. It doesn't always turn out like that. Usually it might be 45 minutes to an hour, depending if I do everything just right, which usually I don't. It's always, there's always something that happens. You feel like, oh man, Space Godzilla, you're going to be cool with me today, right? Nope, head falls right off. Okay, well, cut. We got to start over. That kind of thing.
Oh no.
How many frames at the moment, How many frames per second are you shooting at the moment?
Oh yeah, that's good. Usually I'm using 2 frames, I think, per. So like usually I'm shooting in 24 frames per second, but for the
Oh,
motion aspect, I usually cut it down to just 2 frames.
I
I
see.
shoot. I do stop motion in a very different way. I don't use like I used to do just images the whole time, but now I
Mhm.
video record the entire process, and then I take
Mhm.
that video and then I'll chop it down.
Oh, that's actually very smart. That's actually very smart as well, man.
There are really good benefits to this. I mean, it's still
Mhm.
technically stop motion. Of course, you're still animating it in that sort of way. But I found that one of the major perks to doing it this way is that there's something, because if you take a still image, it's just that it's an image suspended in time. The figure is just, you could tell everyone knows what an image kind of looks like. But with if you continue to leave the video capture on,
Mhm.
you start seeing slight changes every single frame. It could be shadow, it could be certain light changes on your subject that you wouldn't be able to get just with a single still frame. So
Mhm.
suddenly, because I'm using 2 frames, those 2 frames are not identical. And then when
Mhm.
you take them and combine them all together, it adds a bit more lifelike. It kind of adds more to the subject, to the stop motion aspect of the whole thing.
So
Wow.
you're shooting video,
Yeah, I shoot in video.
and then you just cut out all the parts where they see your hand or stuff like that.
Exactly. Although sometimes I'll do like a live stream of the editing process, and it's always like some of the my subscribers get a kick out of just watching a giant hand come out of nowhere and just grabbing Godzilla and then moving. It's like it's
Oh
Godzilla's
wow.
ultimate enemy. It turns out to be a giant hand that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. Just give me a second. My dog wants to get out of the room.
Of course.
Dog wants in on
Hey.
the interview.
I was gonna say no,
Yes.
bring back the dog. That was a
Yeah.
beautiful dog.
Yes. Thank you. So, which stop movie that you've made is your favorite? Which one that you've made is your favorite?
Ooh, Harold, man, it's like you're asking me to choose between my kids. Who's my favorite kid?
My favorite is Godzilla versus Bambi.
Godzilla versus Bambi was a good one, man. I had
That
no
was a
idea
good
what
one.
I
I
was
like that one.
thinking. I had no
Yeah.
idea what I was thinking making that one. That was a spur of the moment. Wouldn't it be cool to just do Godzilla versus Bambi, but completely like make Bambi not quite what he seems?
Yeah. Yeah, I really enjoyed this because like this is the little this is based on the that little short anime right before Godzilla 1985.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
yeah, this is
that
great.
it's funny because technically, when asked, what's your first Godzilla movie, I do
Mhm.
Godzilla 1985. But if we're being very technical, it's Godzilla meets Bambi because that came, like you said, before the movie. So
Right, yeah. Okay.
yeah, and yeah, Bambi just suddenly goes off, and it's.
Turns into a kaiju. That's funny. That's fun, man. Yeah.
But if I had to pick my favorite, it's kind of comes down between one of my recent ones. It's a long title, but Mecha Godzilla versus Destroyer versus Space Godzilla, which is MDS for short, just so we don't like say that title fast. Say it 3 times. But MDS or Secret Monster Santa is probably my other favorite.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Oh,
Very
the
nice.
iconic showdown. Destroyer meets Space Godzilla. Love at first sight. I mean, no, wait.
Yeah, Alan, let Akira back in. Okay, cool. Man,
Welcome
that's
back.
so cool. Oof.
Wow, it's really nice.
Yeah, believe it or not,
Yeah.
those two got along pretty well on set. I mean, they were nice. They were very professional. And
So
MDS.
all this is
go ahead.
green screen and stuff, right?
That's correct.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't have any idea how to make any of this, dude.
Same here,
Great.
man.
Yeah. like as a kid, I would have loved to see I would have loved to get into this too. You know what I mean? But I just don't have the time. You know, that's
It is
awesome.
that sort of
Yeah.
approach. I mean, as a kid, this is something that I also would have loved to have seen in the movies. And
Yeah.
you know, that kind of the movies have done tremendous work, of course, in terms of inspiring, giving us so much to creatively tackle and do and just enjoy. And at the same time, you know, this is a sort of matchup that I've always wanted to see, but it's just
Yeah.
something that you know, even if you have the idea, even if you really want to go ahead and make, you know, your sort of dream kaiju stop motion project, for
Yeah.
this, I thought about doing this since maybe 2018, but I really wanted to improve my skills because I want you guys to be able to enjoy the movie. I want you to be able to forget that these are action figures. If you
Yeah.
forget these are toys, job accomplished.
Yes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Cool. What would I'm just thinking like right now, I was like, man, what would you do if like with a Transformers a Godzilla crossover? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Because I was big into Transformers too and growing up as a kid, you know. So like, and I saw
Shut
that.
the fuck up.
Alan, please stop that. Okay. And
What did I do?
and seeing Matt Frank's concept drawings, like his art of of Transformers crossing with Godzilla, I think that'd be fantastic, especially for a stop motion.
It would be
The
cool.
whole transformation sequence, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
It would,
just have like the giants, you know, like Omega Supreme or Devastator fighting Godzilla, you know. So
Yes. That'd be cool, man.
that'd be cool. Yeah.
We can add it to the list.
Okay,
I'm already thinking
Even,
of course, like,
even
okay.
a Jaeger trying to fight Godzilla would be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, actually, speaking of Jaegers, did you see Goji Center? They did their newest video, like what would really happen between a fight between the Jaegers and the MonsterVerse kaiju. It's not even close, man. the MonsterVerse monsters would just wipe the floor with them, man.
It's kind of like what would happen if, you know, you have some lambs pick a fight with a pack of wolves. It probably would not go very well.
No. But it was a fun watch, man. But yeah, of course.
But you know, that crossover could make for an interesting story. I mean, already I'm thinking, true, the Jaegers would get decimated, but humans, you know, we tend to hold grudges. We tend to learn from our sort of, you know, mistakes.
Right.
Just imagine a modified Jaeger built specifically to take on like MonsterVerse tier, like kaiju.
Oh, that would be, yeah. I mean, Mecha Godzilla's somewhere in that ballpark already, you know what I mean? So, but like what my idea would be like for a crossover, like I really want a crossover, whether in comic book form or in animated form, you know what I mean? Because like they could do it, you know, like the kaiju, they use portals to cross through worlds and dimensions and stuff like that. So what if they open up a portal to the MonsterVerse and then Godzilla chases after them and then he ends up in the Pacific Rim universe, you know what I mean? That's one way that they could do it, you know. So yeah,
I mean, sold. I'm there. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Show me this movie.
Yes. Yeah. So Tom, what's been which artists have been your biggest influences like when doing toy photography, when you're doing all this?
Oh wow. I think for toy photography specifically, Mason Zilla, Power Hour Photography, Mike's Monsters, Photography Boy, the Giga Nexus is amazing too. I mean, there's this toy artist, you may have heard of him, Figure Mania Show. He's pretty cool too. I mean,
who is that
bald guy?
I mean,
I'm not sure, man.
Perhaps I have him confused with some other bald toy photographer. I don't know. But you know, I'm just man, take a moment and just say like this is such a great community. I was just so like kind of taken aback just by how friendly and supportive everyone is,
Yeah.
because everyone
Yeah.
like has each other's back. Everyone will help promote the other's work. Everyone will like give really good feedback, constructive feedback too, especially if you're like, hey, how can I improve my craft? What can I do, like maybe with lighting or setup and such? And everyone just is there, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, see, you know what, internet's not always a bad place. We got a good community here,
Yeah.
and it's a relief.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's why that's like why we started the Titan Masters, you know what I mean? Just like to get everybody, you know, like one spot, you know what I mean, where we can all get together and we can talk about this sort of thing, you know what I mean? So that's the thing. So we're really happy with it. Yeah. So Tom, you have a unique style when you're doing your stop motions, and so what influenced you to develop that style?
Well, that would
Morning.
that would probably be the cinematographer in me. You know, I really like I've always wanted to make movies and such. So every time I work on a stop motion project, my main objective always is to try and immerse the viewer. Like you guys are taking the time to watch, you know, one of my projects, and even if it's like a 30-second long video or a 20-minute long one, I want you to feel welcomed. I want you to be able to feel captivated. And in order to do that, I want to be able to help you forget that, you know, you might be watching a bunch of action figures beating the snot out of each other. I want you to be able to watch something that could be maybe you forgot at an early age. You always wondered it'd be pretty cool to see Godzilla fight, you know, Gamera, and then maybe this could rekindle that. Maybe it could help you serve as a sort of bridge back to what it felt like watching these movies for the first time.
Sure, yeah. Cool.
And you know, if you're like looking at
Yeah.
some of my art or stop motion video, if you're just like the comments that I'm really that I always consider to be like, oh, this is like an achievement unlocked right here, is if somebody goes, whoa, is this a deleted scene from insert, you know, Godzilla movie produced by Toho, or I thought this was real, like, you know, an actual scene or still from a lost project. You know, that's really the goal. It's to just, you know, I hope you can watch one of these movies and just end it and just kind of with a big dumb smirk on your face, like that was a good time, or this is, thank you, I needed to, you know, this reminds me why I enjoy these movies in the first place.
Sure, yeah. Very nice, man. Very nice, yeah. So so Tom, where do you find ideas and inspirations for your shots and stop motions? Like, is this like all through in your head, or like do you write it down, or like when you look at, like, for me personally, like when I do toy photography, like you know, I look at my figures, I was like, what could I do with it? Or you know, like comic books has been a big influence in my toy photography. So what would be your biggest influences?
It's a really good question. There's so much, like it's never really the same. It could be an idea. Excuse me. It could be an idea that just pops right into your head, and you could be anywhere. Like if I'm out, I'm going to be like, oh, I need to find a notepad. I need to scribble this down quickly. But you know, I might be inspired by looking at some fan art. I mean, it's something by like one of the old Dark Horse Godzilla comics. I could open up and see like Arthur Adams's work from like Godzilla Color Special, and just the way he would like have Godzilla like just one of these. I remember from that same issue, there's this amazing like extreme wide shot of Godzilla just standing in the heart of a harbor, and he's roaring. Just the whole I guess the aesthetics, it all just immediately comes to mind. And that it could be like reading a comic like that could make me go, okay, can I make like a stop motion version of something like this? Or maybe I could be like, going through some toy photography that's being posted. I know Harold, I think maybe a year ago, you did this amazing one of Godzilla fighting battleships. You know, he's at sea.
Oh,
And
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
thought I really want to do a stop motion of this someday. And recently I uploaded this Godzilla War at Sea one video using
Mhm.
BioGoji 1989. And stuff like that. You see inspiration in things in places where you may not expect it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, because like when I saw that one right there, I
yeah,
was like,
that's it.
oh, that's it reminded me of my shot that I did. You know what I mean? Like him fighting the battleships and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, very nice.
We'll just
I'm the
add
inspiration
copyright
for
Figure
that.
Mania
Thank
show
you.
at the very bottom right there. Do
Thank
that, my bad.
you. Awesome, very cool. Yeah, cool, man, very nice. So in what challenges have you faced in your journey as a toy photography and a stop motion artist, Tom?
In no specific order, budget,
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
commitment. Budget, I feel like, is self-explanatory. With
Yeah.
time, I'm a full-time dad, so I've had to learn to just juggle being, a dad, responsible for another human being, and then of course I need my own hobbies for me to do what
Sure.
I enjoy.
Yeah. True.
And as far as like commitment, like you know a couple years back I was thinking of I had planned on doing this, as far as I'm concerned, a big stop motion project that pitted Gamera against Mechagodzilla. The plot was like kaiju meets Children of Men in a way. Like it's a reverse of the Gamera 2 story, because he's like, he's a friend of all children. But what if at the end of Gamera 2, when he's like absorbing the mana of the planet, suddenly he made it so that now there can't be any more people. Like there will be no more children now, because he just siphoned the whole life force of the planet. And this was going to explore that. And
Yeah.
I had done so much prep, so much work. I mean, I had live actors,
Wow.
women,
Wow.
location scouting. It was going to be a nonprofit because, I don't own the intellectual property, but it's one of those things where it's like I feel very passionate about this project. And I wanted to give it my all. And then
I want to give you an idea. I want to give you an idea
yeah.
for a future project, because like I love nature shows. You know what I mean? And I've always wanted, like, with the Monsterverse, how they treat it. I would be interested in seeing how, if they did like a mock nature show on Titans. You know what I mean? So I think that'd be cool for you to explore that. Like
with Sir Richard
how would they?
Attenborough,
Yeah,
I like
Titans in
it.
nature. You know what I mean? So
honestly,
yeah,
I'm
that'd be
I
cool.
think
surprised
that Tom should have been Isaiah, man. Isaiah's in the film thing, man. I think.
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, I was about to tell you
Yeah.
that. Yeah, or Isaiah, he's studying right now in film school and stuff like that. So that's
Yeah.
he's somebody
Both
that
of you should meet, man. Yeah.
you should get in touch with. Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. But God, like, but Titans
know.
in nature. You know what I mean?
You
Like,
need
if
those
they made that.
National Geography thing. Eh?
Exactly. Yeah, but of monsters. You know what I mean?
Akira can do
Yeah.
the voiceover because he has like that Australian accent,
Look at that kaiju there.
Yeah, man. Oh, crikey.
Crikey, look at that kaiju.
Look at that.
He bit that human's head off.
Yeah.
You gotta clip that and just send that to Warner Brothers. Legendary right there. I mean,
Yes.
That's
That should
one
do
big
it.
koala.
Yeah. No, but like because in the Monsterverse, I mean, I would love for them to explore that idea, like, because like there's obviously nature shows in that universe, right? So like if these monsters were to appear in our world today, like almost immediately these nature shows would be making shows on these creatures roaming around now and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I think that'd be a fascinating idea.
I mean, I'm honestly stunned that they haven't done, or like there haven't been talks about that. I know there's a Monarch TV series for like Apple that they're working on, but you feel like this could be like I would love to see this receive the live action treatment, you know, a whole maybe for like a whole 8-part, 12-episode HBO series for something like this.
Like Titans
cool.
in Nature, you know what I mean? And you got like a film crew following them around and stuff like that. Like if you ever see did you see Monsters, the first Gareth Edwards movie? It's the movie that got him the directorial of Godzilla 2014. The way he shot that movie, you know what I mean? So like a lot of people don't like that movie, but I liked it because of that what's the word? That documentary, almost that documentary type nature, like the way that he shoots like these monsters in nature, you know what I mean? So like I want something like that, you know what I mean? So
the way he shot that too was real. It's very similar to how he shot Godzilla 2014. You get a real, almost every camera angle is something that a person could be in. Like you could be, you know,
there it is. He's showing it right now.
Yeah, Monsters. Exactly.
Yeah. So guys in the chat, if you guys have not seen this is by Gareth Edwards. This is before Godzilla. I recommend you check this movie out, man. It's fantastic. Yeah. And Scoot Mineri, I forgot Scoot Mineri was in this movie. Yeah. You guys should check that out. That's the trailer to it.
We should try and see if Gareth Edwards can come and direct this series, this idea of yours, Harold. That would be cool.
You guys heard it first, man. Heard it first.
Get him back into it. Bring him back into the kaiju fold.
Yes. Yeah. So okay, so of all your figures that you have, what's your grail figure, Tom?
Ooh, it's probably a toss-up between my Hot Toys Christopher Reeve Superman and
Reeve Superman. Yes.
Mondo. I think it's called a Mondo Tees Iron Giant. It's like an 18-inch, super articulate, very. The detail for both these figures is just I love both of these characters very much.
Me too. Yeah,
they both call themselves Superman, so it's only fitting. But
I could never get my hands on that Hot Toys Christopher Reeve, but I do have the Mezco Christopher Reeve Superman, and my wife gave me that for last Christmas, and I love that figure very much. I just haven't.
It's a very good figure.
Yeah, I haven't done enough toy photography with that guy, but I'm gonna be pulling them out shortly. Yeah, so
he's just been waiting for it. He's been waiting.
Yeah.
Harold.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, so Tom, what would be your dream figure, either existent or a non-existent figure for you?
I think it would probably be the Gamera villain Iris, especially receiving like an SH Monster Arts sort of treatment, at least in terms of articulation. It's definitely, I mean, Iris is one of the most unique, incredible looking kaiju I've ever seen committed, not just to like live action to a movie, but just in general. And just already the stop motion brain in me is just thinking, are those tentacles articulate? Can I move them all in cool, amazing ways and maybe use them in a way, like have them combat another kaiju with it? Could I like just looking at the design here, I would just the ideas are endless.
Yeah, agree. So what would be your favorite movie or / monster movie for you, Tom?
My favorite movie, I'll divide this in two. My favorite non-monster movie would be Spirited Away, directed by Miyazaki.
Good choice.
Came out in 2001. This movie is just like it's hard to put into words, but it definitely transports you in a way to a place and point where you both feel like a sense of familiarity, like you feel like you're a kid almost again, but also you have this newfound, this sort of greater sense of just what's happening in the world. You grow with the characters, you learn more, and honestly, just the incredible impactful feeling of this movie is exactly how I felt when I had when my family visited Japan for the first time a couple years ago. It's
Wow,
just one of
yeah.
those. It's a movie that takes you on this incredible journey, and it even after it ends, you're still thinking about it. It still stays with you, and it's easily my favorite.
Yeah, my wife loves this one very much. Yeah, Studio Ghibli, they came to Taiwan, and they had an exhibition and stuff like that, and people were lining up, and I have the pictures somewhere on my Instagram. I think my wife has them, and they made like the whole setup, things like that, so you can sit beside that character with a mask and stuff like that. So
No
like
face,
it was
I
great.
think.
Yeah, it
That's
was great, man.
awesome.
Tom, I'm not sure if you know
Yeah.
about this, but this movie was actually inspired by the place located in Taiwan, you know.
In
Oh, was it?
Yep.
In
This show was actually right, Alan, right. This is this is the one located in Taiwan.
Oh,
That show is
wow.
actually inspired by this place.
I did not
Chufen.
know that. I did not know that.
Har-
I didn't know that
Harold,
either.
you're literally like minutes away from here. Man.
there,
Yeah,
Harold?
I'm
I've been
literally
there.
next door to the place.
I've been
Yeah.
there.
I've actually
Yeah.
been there. Yeah, it's very very nice. It's
Oh,
exactly like
wow.
what you see in the movie, man.
Yeah. Well, now I'm
Well, I
I'm
won't say
self-employed,
exactly.
Patrick. So next time you're in Taiwan, you let me know. Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. So
Oh, and as far as favorite monster movie, I mean, I'd probably go with Gamera 3: Revenge of Iris
mhm.
for my pick. It's one of those movies where I remember when it finally came out, or at least I think the first time I saw, I just remember taking this archaic device called a VHS. I know we were supposed to explain that earlier to young viewers, but the point is, I remember this is not only one of the first giant monster movies that just blew my mind and just like inspired so many different ideas. This is what you could do with the kaiju genre,
Yeah.
but you can also, I remember like going frame by frame. My poor VCR, I would pause and slow, frame by frame. Like, how did they do that? I mean, that's like the first giant monster movie that really made me just eagerly want to know, how did the filmmakers achieve what we just saw? And it still holds up. It's still one of those movies that
Yes, it does, and it's such a
mind-blowing.
shame that they haven't brought that character back yet. They brought back Godzilla, they brought back Ultraman, you know what I mean, and Kong. So he's the last character to bring back. So like, what's going on? Like, I want to see Gamera again. Yeah, it's too bad.
I think there was this proof of concept little short Gamera movie that came out a couple years ago that I swear I thought it looked great.
Oh, I remember. Yes,
And
I
it
thought
felt-
that looked legit.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And it felt like it was going to be like, they're making a new Gamera movie. And then
Yeah.
I guess years later, it's like, oh no, it was just a proof of concept, not actually a preview for a new feature length. And it's like, it looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So, what's your favorite
The whole
monster
movie,
or
that whole movie is on
character?
YouTube.
I'm sorry, say again.
Gamera 3 is in YouTube. The whole movie.
Oh, really? I want to see that in Blu-ray or in 4K. Yeah.
This just became a Gamera 3 stream. We're just going to sit back and watch.
I wonder if YouTube is gonna flag us for showing this.
Yeah. Cool. Alrighty, so what's your favorite monster or character?
You know what? I mean, obviously, it almost feels like Godzilla, of course. Maybe you've heard of him, but
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and be like, favorite monster that's not Godzilla, and
Mhm.
probably Gamera. Ironically enough, we just saw him.
Mhm.
But
Sure.
Gamera is one of those characters that, I mean, if you love the MonsterVerse, Godzilla, being a protector, or, someone who's here to restore balance, that's Gamera from like the Heisei trilogy in a nutshell. I mean, no pun
Sure.
intended on the shell part, but like,
Mhm.
Gamera is such a unique kaiju, and I mean, just go to somebody who's not familiar with monsters or giant monsters and just tell them what Gamera is. He's a giant fire-breathing turtle. He can fly, by the way. I mean,
Yeah.
what more do you need? Like Soul.
Yeah. So, Tom, final question. What's your goal as an artist?
I think the main goal as an artist always comes down to expression, being able to express yourself in a way that both is maybe something that you're both good at, but also there's plenty of room for growth and improvement.
Mhm.
And my my goal is to be able to kind of not only achieve what I've always wanted to do, which was make giant monster movies, but also, inspire others. I've been inspired by so many other gifted artists, filmmakers, storytellers that, it kind of feels like what we do is in some respects kind of like pay it forward, take our own inspirations and, pass it down. And as an artist, I'm here for anyone else that wants to do stop motion. If you have any
Mhm.
questions or if you need assistance, help, like all, yeah, definitely, like hit me up. I'm here to give everything. Like I'm an open book.
Are you planning
Fantastic.
on doing collaborations on stop motion? Because I know you were planning like a whole live action thing, but what about for stop motion?
For stop motion, always open to collaborations. If
I've
somebody
always wanted to do. I always wanted to do voice. So yeah, keep me in mind, okay?
got you,
Can
Harold,
you
I got you.
do your Godzilla roar, Harold?
Whoa! Shit, damn! Whoa, that's pretty
That
legit,
could
man.
not have gone any better. I mean, you gotta admit that's the best. Well played, Harold. That was the
Thank you,
best
thank you.
Do it
one.
again with his face zoomed in, man.
Yeah, my kids get a kick out of that whenever I do the Donald Duck voice. Like when I was a little kid, I've always wanted to learn how to do the Donald Duck voice, and like I would sit in front of the mirror for hours just trying to get it. You know what I mean? But like I used to do it better, but I got my wisdom teeth pulled out, and then like I don't do it as well, but I can still do it. So yeah. Yeah, but I've
So
always
that is
wanted
your
to do.
dream?
I always wanted to do voice, but I could just never get. I just didn't know where to get my foot in the door. You know what I mean? Because like, yeah, I love like whenever like I see, stuff like Transformers and stuff like that. I was like, man, I wish I could be the voice of that character or whatever. You know what I mean? So yeah, I wish I could do voice. Yeah.
Oh, we'll make
All
it
right.
happen, Harold. We'll make it
All right,
happen.
thank you, brother. All right, guys. For everybody in the chat and you guys, Tom, thank you so much. Unfortunately, I have to get going because I have class in
Same here, sir.
15 minutes. All right, and Tom, it was a great pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for being
Likewise.
on the show. And so, Alan, Akira, and Patrick will carry on the show without me. All right, guys.
I'm actually going to work
And,
as well, man.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Cool. So and just to give you guys a heads up for you guys, everybody, I just recently became self-employed. All right. So things will change for me, and things could change. Thank you. Thank you. And things could change for the channel too, for this whole show. But we'll figure out a way to keep it going. Okay, guys. Just to let you know. All righty. So, guys, thank you so much. Tom, thank you. You are a fantastic guest. Thank you so much, brother. I'll look forward to talking to you more. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Harold. It was good
All
meeting
right.
you.
Take care. All right, guys. Take care.
Okay, man. So I
Bye-bye.
gotta go to work as well, man. See you, Tom. Nice meeting you.
Okay.
Hey, Patrick.
Okay. Bye bye.
Akira,
See you.
it's up to us.
See ya, Tom.
All right. I'm so glad we got rid of those two.
Yeah, I'm not even connected properly.
Now it can finally begin. Now
Yep.
we can really
Now the
talk
reveal
and
still
get down
starts.
to it.
Yeah. All right. So let's not waste Harold's slides over here, and we're gonna talk about your shots, your toy photography. From stop motion to toy photography.
I mean, already I could see the best one. Oh, it was the one where I was holding that cute little redhead. I mean, he was right there. Yep, that one. That's the guy.
Yeah, and that's
I
a
mean,
custom.
so lifelike.
That's custom made.
That is a great
Absolutely.
picture.
Best custom made I don't know. Do I call him a toy? That's probably not the right way.
Well, it is a toy for a few years.
He's up and coming as far as he just watched Godzilla versus Biollante with me like a week ago, and every time he sees anything Godzilla, like it could be on the TV or one of my books, he'll just point and be like ah, and he's a fan. You know, I could already tell.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right. Enzo is asking if we're gonna do Ask Titan Masters. Well, we're gonna go through your pictures. So we're gonna do Kaijutopia Ask Titan Masters. Right, Akira?
Yep.
All right. So for your effects, do you do this from scratch, or do you get some stock images?
It's a combination. Some of this could be from scratch, but most of what we see, like the background, it's a image from that I licensed from Adobe Stock Images.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And for say the atomic breath, that's definitely a stock sort of VFX shot. I think from, if I remember correctly, this company called Tryon Digital. They make some incredible VFX work, great assets. For the dorsal fin effect, it's kind of like a combination of taking this sort of really cool effect shot that it's kind of like it shows both the veins and it might be hard to see, but it does show the veins that can run through Godzilla's dorsal fins while still lighting them up as well.
Right.
And
you did that from scratch?
That part, yes.
Yeah.
You use a combination. I edit on Adobe After Effects, so you're using a combination of like fractal noise and glow effects, and just playing around with the opacity to set the glow, so it like will shine off and on and such.
Right. So it's the same. It's a technical question from Jam. What software are you using? So you're using After Effects also for toy photography?
Yeah. See, it's I'd say 99% of all the images you see on my Instagram for my toy photography are still images from my movies. And it's always, when you think about, there are how many frames per second? Like 24 frames. That's 24 potential, images you could use. And out of like a 3-minute video, like, wow, I suddenly have like thousands of options. But yeah, I use Adobe After Effects for my video VFX work. And I think this is from the Godzilla versus Kong Titan War. Yeah, that's what this one is.
All right. So you're killing two birds with one stone. Like, so you're mainly stop motion and then getting stills for toy photography.
I might adjust like the stills, maybe the brightness level, play around just to make them, because sometimes it's interesting, because when you're setting up a video shot, and I try, and when I do live streams, I'm usually doing work, and there are other stop motion artists, like say watching in the chat. And it's important to remember that when you're designing a VFX shot, don't go overboard. I know you want to maybe add something really cool here in the background, maybe an Easter egg that only the true fans will notice. But you really don't want to overdo it, because suddenly what's your audience supposed to think? What do you want their focal point to be? What do you want them to notice? So you got to really be careful and plan accordingly. Whereas if you take a still image, suddenly it's okay, like in this shot right here, what's the main focus? It's Godzilla is being attacked by two Kongs. They're wrestling him. And this is the Godzilla 2014 design as well, fighting the Peter Jackson Kong from 2005 and the Monsterverse Kong. And I guess to my point would be like, so do I want to like add more attention to detail to anything in the background? Like you may not notice, but in the background you could see a Kong that just, well, he's seen better days in the left corner, and in the right corner. In the movie, it's a little bit more noticeable. This is a still from a movie that I made, but this is like the end result of like my interpretation of a Titanic war in the past between Godzilla's kind and Kong's ancestors. So yeah, for something like this, you just gotta like just know, you just gotta think about what do you want your viewer to notice? What's the main thing that they should be made aware of?
Right, because like we talk about it all the time here on Titan Masters, that whenever somebody's trying to recreate a scene from a movie and trying to do it like exactly the same, it's most of the time it doesn't work, because in the movie you have context, right? You have the previous scene and the scene after that, so you understand what you're looking at. But for a photo, you need to tell the whole story in one frame, so you have to change things a bit so that you get the story. And it's challenging. I find it challenging for you, because like for stop motion, obviously you're doing something that has context. Something is happening before the shot and after the shot, so it's challenging to just pick the one shot for your toy photography.
Yeah, well said. that's exactly good.
So Jamie is asking, what software do you use for stop motion? Like, I guess for post-production you're using After Effects, right? And maybe Final Cut. I think I saw that in your profile. But for shooting, you mentioned before that you're shooting video anyways, but have you used like specific software for stop motion?
Yeah, it's not a stop. I record everything on my iPhone, and it's strange how now, I mean, now it's, I guess, not so strange, but a couple of years back, I have friends in the film industry, and I told them I shoot a lot of my projects with my iPhone, and they're kind of like, what, seriously? But now, yeah, it's kind of the new norm, because it turns out like not just iPhones, but smartphones have really good cameras, not just for video quality, but for taking photos. So it makes sense. And the app that I use is this app called ProCam, and it allows me to adjust, because I usually film in front of my green screen studio, my sort of green screen setup, and the ProCam has these features where you can adjust the temperature of the light, for example, so you can make it so that you can later digitally remove the green screen from your shot. But ProCam is what I've been using, and it has so many options. You can record. Yeah, I think that's it. And I even it shows like an Apple Watch. I used to use that as well. I used to, once I moved my fingers ever so slightly, I'd be like, okay, take picture. Cool. And it would take like a picture or two, and then you would go from there. But now I just hit the record button and just record the whole thing and just edit everything else in post.
Right. Yeah. So it's After Effects then, right? You're mainly living in After Effects.
Yeah, that's the main software that makes all this possible. It's not the only one. There are other pretty good ones out there, but After Effects I've been playing around in that sort of sandbox for like over 10 years now, and it's just it's still new. It's just kind of still a surprise how I could, like I said, I've been doing this for like 10 years and then look over and be like, I never knew After Effects could do this before. This is cool.
And then you finish it in Final Cut, where you add your sound effects and your dialogue or music.
Yeah, Final Cut, and now I've been exploring more. I will use like Final Cut Pros, where I do all the sound effects and the music. Sometimes I might do all that separately, and then compose everything together on Adobe Premiere. And because I find that you don't want to like go back to Adobe After Effects with any of your sound effect file,
Right.
because it would After Effects is not really good when it comes to that. It could still render it, you could still hear sound, but sometimes it's lost, sometimes it loses its power. It's not it's better, you're better off using something, if you're gonna do something similar, do Adobe Premiere, where it actually maintains the sound quality along with the video quality as well.
Right. All right. So have you tried, because all your effects are digital, right? Those are all visual effects in post-production. Have you tried doing it in camera? Have you tried doing any effects on camera?
The only I've thought about it. I guess it really largely depends on the project. So far, since I have such a huge, extensive library of still images or sort of effects like we see here, that it's proven unnecessary. But I really want to. It's kind of a combination of like, okay, it's about do I want to order these props or do I want to make
Right.
them? And it's
Yeah.
I envy so many of our fellow toy photographers who have their, they built their entire set. Like they have models, even going so far as like painting them and just building it from the ground up. And it's just, I mean, what I do in comparison is really not nowhere near that impressive. Although it would be nice to be able to one day, I guess one day I'll, depending on the project, I'll definitely want to get around to it. But I do for like this shot, this was taken when we were in Tokyo. So I do try, and a lot of the shots that we might see, minus the one with Mecha Godzilla a couple back, that was in space. I didn't take that. I'm not an astronaut, so
You didn't take that in space?
no, I'm sorry, I didn't. I know, but most of the shots we do see, like be it in like say Seattle or there's the Space Needle right there too. I have a thing about destroying the Space Needle in my movies, I'll admit. But this one was taken in Tokyo.
Nice.
And I do try and use at least a lot of the background shots and video or images are ones that, most of them are ones that I've taken. Some of them, though, it really depends on the project again. It's always kind of a matter of, okay, can I schedule a time to maybe go down to the city for like an afternoon and just take photos and videos and such. And yeah, this one was also taken in downtown Tokyo. Certain effects were then added in after. Unfortunately, that Godzilla was not actually in the original shot, but
Godzilla wasn't in town.
Nah, he was busy doing something else.
So yeah, that's why I was asking. Collaboration, and like, how's the community in your neighborhood? Are there people nearby who are also into this?
Personally, I don't really know any stop motion artists like that I could collaborate with in person, but I've come across and communicated with those that are in the online community. I mean, there are so many great stop motion artists. Krissa Biragon, she's made incredible projects. Kaiju Legends is, well, a legend. He's extremely gifted. Asoza Productions has made so many projects over the years that have inspired me, and he's been very supportive as well. And Stomped Movies too does pretty good, solid stuff. So it's nice. It's similar to like what we discussed earlier with how the toy photography community, Titan Masters, everyone's very supportive and everyone's always eager to see what the other is doing, and it's very similar to the stop motion side of things as well.
Yeah, what I mean to say is, like, you're into film, you're a filmmaker, and it's a very collaborative process. If you want to do a big project, So like it doesn't have to be like stop motion animators. It can be like diorama builders, or those the train set people, are really into detail doing those dioramas. So I wonder if there are people around the neighborhood. Like I haven't. I'm sure like
Surprise me.
there are people. I haven't talked to them, but I'm sure there are a lot of people in my community who are really into dioramas, or not even into toy photography, just building really detailed cities.
But still, like the point is still important. It's good to collaborate. It's good to
Yeah.
reach out and try and for that one project, the giant long title MDS Mega Godzilla Destroyer Space Godzilla. I
Yeah.
brought in voice actors for that.
Right. Yeah.
And that was so much fun, just actually working with other people. I mean, these action figures are all nice and great and stuff. I mean, they're very professional, like I've said, but it was a nice change of pace. And
Yeah,
hope to
they
do
don't
it again.
talk back.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe
Oh, all right.
sometimes.
Okay. All right. All right. So it's so interesting what you do, and again, like Harold, I'm envious of people having the time doing this stop motion, because just making one frame is takes half a day. And I can't
It's
imagine
honestly
like
the
working.
reason why too. I mean, stop movies, he makes a lot of great stuff. He'll build his sets for his stop motion projects. But it also is
Which one?
Stomped Movies. He does pretty.
Stop movies.
He's on YouTube. He's great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he'll build his sets, and you can watch some of his projects. You can tell he puts a lot of time into, setting up every shot, and it's part of the reason why I will just use a digital background, because it
Right.
does save a lot more time. But stop movies, he's very good. He makes great quality stop motion projects.
This is the one.
Yeah, that's him.
So have you talked to this guy?
Yeah, we communicate. He's also he's on Instagram too. I believe I'm not so sure. I think he does share some stills from his projects too on his Instagram. But his videos though are pretty good, and he's very nice, super supportive. He's helped me out in the past just in terms of giving really good advice and how to approach these sort of projects.
That's awesome. All right. So
Wink, wink, bring him on your show. He's a Titan master, I can assure you.
it's gonna have to go through Harold. What's that, Akira?
That's his IG.
He's also ripped. Look at that beast.
Oh, the rip. Oh, wow. He and Harold should have like an arm off or something.
Oh man, ratings go through the
I got
roof.
show.
And Akira too. Akira, show your guns.
What? My guts are.
Your guts? No, not your guts. Your guns. All right. So Akira, you have to help me out here on Titan News. We're gonna go into the news.
All right,
portion.
bro.
I should have like a sound effect or music theme for the news.
If Harold were here, he could give you his Donald Duck noise effect, right?
That's right. All right, so Harold, like in the backstage, was talking about the comm, this new comm, and I heard Akira, you're gonna get 20 of this, right, Akira?
Sorry, 50 skewed.
So what's different about this one?
Okay,
Aside from this,
you can. The paint job. The paint job is different, and I think it has another face that wasn't present before.
Oh,
But to be
all right.
honest, like it's pretty much the same figures.
It's the same figure.
You know what
Okay.
I mean? Because because I had mine repainted, and I bought a couple of heads already. So for me, I don't see the need for me to buy this one. If I
Right.
buy this one, it's just for the make a Godzilla head accessories that uh, yeah, I'd rather not.
Right. Where do
It's a
you
bit
get
tight
the
these
your
days.
yeah? Where do you get the custom Kong heads?
I got it from local sellers, so it fits my NECA and fits this one. So you know what, I can use it.
Nice.
I'm not. Uh, yeah, I don't see the point having too many anyway. If it's just a
Do you
different
have
paint job, because
right?
yeah, I already repainted mine, right? So what's the point?
Yeah. How about you, Tom? Do you already have this one?
I
And the
do
old
not this one, but the other one, the
Yeah.
non-exclusive one.
The
I was thinking,
non-exclusive
like,
one.
man, yeah, I'm all about the fancy words. But if I were to like, I, I'm not sure. I mean, the Mecha Godzilla head is pretty cool. I kind of like already picture like just imagine Kong like using the Mecha Godzilla head as like a weapon against like an army of skull crawlers, just blasting them back or
Right.
something.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from that, I don't know. I kind of feel like this is something we should have had in the previous version.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
It's just
so
milking the character, right? The mold.
Yeah, that's what annoys me, man. Because when I saw it, I said, "This is what we should have had in the first place," So no wonder you half-assed it to start with.
So guys in the chat, let us know if you're picking this one up. What is this? This is
The
the
SDCC
box.
version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the box. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And
Move on to the
then
next one.
this is
Rodan here.
oh
Hiya.
from here. Hiya here.
Yeah,
Hiya here.
it's a hiya.
40
Yeah.
centimeters.
there's another good
Like,
sound effect for you guys.
this is more than a foot long. Like the wingspan, right? It's more than a foot. If I'm doing my math right.
I don't know, but it's
400 millimeters.
pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Well, 400 almost. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty big. So to my surprise, because you do it pretty small, but this one's pretty big. I'll be honest with you, I haven't pre-ordered it because I've always hated flying kaiju. So hard to take pictures of.
Oh yeah. Especially the big. Well,
You know what I mean?
I
It's
guess.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
are
us,
very
like
difficult.
we gotta use yeah, like we can't use any stands, so we're gonna be using what like glass technique, and if it's that big, it's already tough, man.
Yeah.
I mean, just using this for a stop motion is kind of a nightmare. Even if you
Yeah.
do use a stand too, you're kind of already asking yourself, okay, do I want Rodan to show up in this movie with, okay, I can digitally remove this, the stand, the plastic thing that's holding him up, but the part where it's holding, say, his chest, already I'm thinking, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to like just remove that somehow. Um, and
Yeah.
also just the flexibility. It's they're because they're. I mean, it's physics, right? I mean, just due to all the weight coming down on that stand, you'd have to make your movements
Yep.
precise in order to animate, and it's just already a. I mean, I'm not trying to dissuade anyone from trying. I mean, it's doable. You can do it. There are ways, and perhaps you can develop new techniques, to share with, Kaijutopia or something. I'm totally open. Please, if you figure it out, let me know.
I wonder if any toy company has tried using soft goods for the wings. Like leather, some faux
Nah.
leather. Has anyone tried
No
that?
one.
Because
Not
this
that I
looks
know.
like hard
Well,
plastic, right? It's heavy.
But I think I can see the problem though. If you're gonna use pleather or something like that, it's not gonna stay properly as well.
Well,
And
you
plus,
can
if
wire
you live
it.
like you can, but I'm not sure if you're gonna look that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You never know.
And
But for me, I don't think it's gonna last long. Especially if we live in Southeast Asia, man. That
oh
thing
yeah,
is
yeah,
only
yeah.
gonna
It's
last two
gonna
years
like
before we have to replace it.
yeah. But you have to condition it, like sneakers and stuff, like shoes.
Yeah.
You need to like, give it some TLC.
During the
Do you
pandemic, I
guys
have to
have?
replace all my shoes
Yeah.
collection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
all
can
the
imagine.
soles come off.
Yeah. Yep. The leather keeps flaking off. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you guys have any of the? Because I don't know about the quality of yeah toys.
I don't have any
Yeah.
figures to
That-
say. I have no
I don't
idea.
think any of them has released yet. So
No, but I mean they
they're
have
all on
like the
pre-orders. None of them has come out.
the RoboCops and the aliens. They have like the smaller ones, right? The 1/18 figures. You guys don't have those.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if it's
I
out
wish
yet.
I could chime
don't
in
know.
more. I wish I could give you better information. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not yet.
but
It's relative new, but they're going hard at it.
yeah, and I like the price point. The price point is fits in my budget.
this is true. Yes.
Like it's like
It
in a
is true.
$30. I don't know. Yeah, $40. I think 45.
$40. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. How about this one? Who's this guy?
Okay. I think this is the Mescos one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
Let's
is. It's the
go.
Mesco one.
Are you? So
Well,
you're
this
getting
one
this?
is. I think me and Harold are getting. I think Harold already pre-ordered one. I'm not sure if I managed to secure one, but I already asked my
Okay.
supplier to get it. From here, it's looking like it's just a seamless B, so that's actually impressive. Because if you see it from the promotion picture before, it didn't look like it. But now it says seamless body. You never know what's going on. And 24 points of articulations. I think mostly it's gonna be on the tail.
20 of them are in
Movable
the tail.
jaw. Probably just the arm go like this.
Yeah. Because how soft is the body gonna be, right? Like, is this gonna be like? Is it gonna have like a metal skeleton inside? I don't know how.
I would imagine. It will have a metal skeleton inside.
Oh, it's like Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla in disguise.
Yeah. The neck doesn't look seamless though, right? It doesn't look like it's seamless.
To be honest, right now we don't
have
know
no idea.
anything. But I don't think there'll be too many articulation on the body. That's for sure. Because remember, this one got light up functions, and I
Yeah.
think the sounds as well. So I
Right.
would imagine
So-
this one is pretty stiff.
Which light up? The eyes and the dorsal fins, or just the dorsal fins?
Yeah. I think the eyes, dorsal fins. I'm pretty
The
sure they
mouth.
will include pretty sure.
Nice.
But anyway,
This
this one
is
is
like-
gonna release like 2050.
All right. When Tom's kid is like 50 years old, right? Oh.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
He can give it to me as this would make a wonderful Father's Day gift. I accept.
Oh yeah.
And we probably
By
like,
that time,
what
huh?
is that?
you can't see it anymore, Tom. By the time
You
it
can't see
releases.
it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I'll find a way.
And this is how much, Kira? This is like what? 300? Is this 300?
I think 450.
Wow.
I think it's
450.
about 450. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty tall too, right? Yeah, like
8
Yeah, it's
inches.
pretty tall. It's 8 inches, so it's pretty tall.
And it says not final on the back, so I wonder what else are they gonna
That's
do
the
with
thing.
this?
That's the thing. So
Yeah.
they already released the order, and then they still say it's not final. It's still being approved. So you know what that means. We're still gonna wait
Yep.
for a few years.
All right. And I think the next one is like TV or movie news. Oh, yeah, the series. Monsterverse.
Yeah. And this is Monster first. But I'm
Father-
not sure which one is which. I forgot about the story actually. Let's move on. Anyone can tell us what's the story
say
about?
again? Oh, the movie, or
Johnny,
they
which
also
movie?
have a MonsterVerse TV or streaming series, right?
Yeah, it's coming to Apple, I
I
think.
know it's a TV series, but it's about what?
Do you guys know
Yeah.
when it's coming out? The streaming series.
I do
Top-
not.
I don't know.
Not off the
Probably
top of my
sometimes next
head.
year.
The information is still, we still, I don't think, as of right now, we don't really know too much about it, aside from maybe some of the actors. I think it's, I remember reading that I think it might be taking place shortly after the 2014 movie. I could be wrong.
So
This
it's a
could be,
continuation of. Okay.
I mean, it could be taking place like around, because I think Godzilla versus Kong now takes place like later in 2020 ish. But yeah, I do think this story does take place shortly after the Godzilla 2014 movie. And I remember when the news first broke, they kept using Godzilla 2014 imagery, like posters and such, to promote it
All
and
right.
such. And I found that very, very interesting because you'd think they would use something more recent, like maybe King of the Monsters or, Godzilla versus Kong, but it's the 2014. So I wonder if that also, just speculating here, but I wonder if that kind of is sort of like a clue as to the sort of tone they might be going for. Maybe it's going to be a bit more serious, more kind of because Godzilla versus Kong was more fun, like giant
Right.
monster rock'em
Yep.
sock'em and stuff. So I'm just wondering if maybe that's what's happening. And I mean, if with Kurt Russell, I mean he's a pretty good actor, so this might prove to be more and more interesting.
Yeah. And the 2014
So it's
is
his son. His son.
serious.
Oh, is that
Yep.
Alan? Go ahead.
Yeah, because they started out, the 2014 was a pretty serious movie, right? And then it got more,
And it got
More
less serious.
Yeah.
serious.
It definitely started like in a very serious tone and very dramatic tone.
Yeah.
Like shows a lot of more of the human side and less on the Godzilla side. You know what I mean? Most of the time we see Godzilla fights, it's just as a background as the human.
Then can you
they
miss
were
it?
running
He's
from.
gone.
Yeah. So I think they probably, I don't know, if it takes place after 2014, that means they're gonna explore like how they get to know Godzilla even more and stuff like that. Probably.
Yeah. All right. And then this one, I haven't heard of this one. Like Art Spirits. Is this a statue?
No. I think it's an it's not a statue, but it's it's one so final one.
Vinyl.
It's like final.
It seems small, right? Like a 5 inches tall.
5 inches. Yeah, it's small.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised.
But I don't
it's
know. I'm
so
not
small.
familiar with how big is it. Like, let's say if you compare it to a Monster Art, because the Monster Arts are pretty small too, right? 6
Yeah,
inches.
but Monster Arts, I think you can say 6 inches, and if this one is 5 inches and it's meant to be a big guy, that's pretty small actually.
Okay.
Biolante is meant to be very big, right?
Oh, and it's if this is like a vinyl figure, it's $100. I don't know. Is that
Yeah,
is that a good?
yeah.
Yeesh.
For art, for something that small, I'm not sure, man. But if you look
Yeah.
at the detail, it's not bad. And
Not
Art
bad.
Spirits, I think, not too bad.
Yeah.
But you never
Okay,
know.
so it might work. Are you picking it up? Are you interested?
No,
No. How about you, Tom?
I'd have to pass. I already have the SH Monster Arts by Atlanti, and once you already have something like that, it's like, unless, I don't know, the detail, for what it's worth. I mean, this figure looks pretty impressive. Like Akira mentioned, the design looks pretty good. The attention to detail is there, especially the teeth. I like that on her bottom jaw. Everything looks pretty well done. But me personally, I'd pass.
All right. We have another Mezco.
This is the 5 points. This is the 5 points one. So these are the smaller version. And usually they do this before they do sort of gauge interest, if people like it or not. And they usually do this for they did this for Ultraman before announcing the 112 version, and I think they did it with Godzilla as well. So if they're doing this, you can expect they might announce the 112 later on, but depends on the success of the Godzilla one.
Huh. All right. Are they saying there's gonna be 3 figures here? Because who's this guy? Who's the one in the middle?
Yeah, usually Mezco 5 points they do come in multiple figures because they're tiny. I think they were 3 inches.
Ah. So who's this one? Who's the guy in the middle?
King Caesar.
Yeah,
King Caesar.
He's just seeing him alone is enough for me to consider getting this, just because we need more King Caesar figures.
All right. So there hasn't been any 6-inch or more articulated King Caesar figures before.
No, not that I know of. I mean, if you know of any, please let me know, because
I don't think so.
there's a cool monster right there. We need more. We just need more King Caesar. We need more of them. Keep them coming.
We need more monsters other than Godzilla and King Kong, right?
True.
We need more monsters so Ultraman can fight them and all that.
Yeah, Ultraman. Yeah.
Or
All right.
more Showa sort of kaiju characters. Especially when I really would like SH Monster Arts, for example, even though this is Mezco, but if SH Monster Arts made more Showa kaiju for their character line, that would be pretty cool.
All right. So we have some news about the MonsterVerse sequel, the movie. So initially they said it was going to be just Kong, but they say Godzilla is going to show up.
Yeah, they say it's going to be a sequel to Godzilla vs. Kong, right? So they're probably just going to make it Godzilla vs. Kong 2. But that is a rumor. Nothing is confirmed, I think.
Right. But aren't they friends now? Aren't they buddies? Is it going to be a buddy movie?
Oh, you know it. They're probably gonna. It's gonna start with them going to get Starbucks on Monster Island. You know, they're just chilling and stuff.
Right.
Godzilla's gonna be all like, "How's the Hollow Earth doing, Kong?" And he's gonna be like, "Oh man, and it's great. Getting in touch with my ancestors and learning more about my heritage. It's awesome."
Godzilla's gonna say, "I'm getting too old for this shit," you know.
And Kong will be like, I can do this all day.
Yeah. All right. So just rumors. So they're just throwing rumors around.
Well, it's confirmed that Godzilla is gonna return. So
okay,
we just don't know
that's
in
the
what
only thing that's
capacity. I mean, is it going to be a cameo? Is it going to show up and disappear? Is he going to be an active presence? So far, we don't know.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So 2024. So who knows what kind of pox or COVID's gonna pass through us by then, right?
Hopefully none.
Hopefully not. hopefully we're just so used to it that so what? All right. It's
hopefully by 2023 they find a like a medicine for it already, So when you get it, you just grab it like a flu tablet or something.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's 11:25. I'm not gonna keep Tom up from his bedtime. What time is it, Tom?
Oh,
yeah,
for
what
me,
time
it's
is it over there?
8:25, but I 8:25 is my time, but yeah. it's always late. It always feels late.
I know.
No matter what.
I know the feeling. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you very much for. I'm gonna skip through the features, but yeah. So guys, in the chat, don't forget to tag your kaiju shots with hashtag TMToyPics, And for feedback, hashtag Ask Titan Masters. And
Yeah,
we
Ask
look
Titan
forward
Masters.
to,
We should be back next week. I mean, not next week, next month. We
for
didn't
Ask
have it
Titan
this month,
Masters.
so
Oh
yeah, we didn't have it this month. Yeah, hopefully we'll have it next month, boys and girls.
Yeah, and so I don't know if you guys seen Harold's like a panoramic shot, like his
Yeah.
one of the few shots that I don't know if he used Photoshop to stitch this together, but yeah, one of the few shots that he used post production for.
It's so good though. I mean, I love how he uses more than just Godzilla characters too. You got Evangelion in the back, you got Ultraman. I mean, this is a big dream. Forget Avengers. This is the kaiju equivalent. This is our end game right here.
Right, Kaiju
And you
Endgame.
know, who knows? If you happen to see the stop motion version of this in a year from now, I'll be sure to give Harold a voice acting role. He can voice Ultraman in this, or
He can voice all of it.
he can voice all. Yes, they can all sound like Donald Duck.
And we have Akira narrating, as the narrator.
Absolutely.
Again, look at
So-
that.
so
boy.
it looked
All
amazing.
these monsters are bound.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We have 5 survivors in the live. Thank you very much. And we'll see you guys next
Thanks, guys.
month for another edition of Titan Masters. Please follow our Instagram and see who our next guest is. And so, Tom, welcome to the Titan Masters. And I'm sure
happy. It's an honor. This was a lot of fun, and it was great meeting you guys too. It was great.
Great meeting you too,
Yeah,
bro.
don't forget to follow Kaijutopia and subscribe to his YouTube, Kaijutopia.
Follow.
I'm sure he has a lot of videos coming up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, so see you next month, guys. Thank you very much. And guys, don't go yet. We'll do some goodbyes in the backstage. All right.
All right.
All right.
Shut the fuck up!